feel like I'm starting over. This video, I have been avoiding recording it for a minute, mainly because I was just like, I don't know if people really care about that, you know? But if you look at kind of like my header on my page, it does say helping you look good and feel seen. And I feel like I have not really been tapping into the feel seen portion of it. If you happen to follow me on Instagram, you will know that I do kind of get a little bit vulnerable on there. I feel like on YouTube, I've been kind of shying away from it, but here we are. Let's just, dive into it full force, and who knows? Consider this entry one of my Navigating My 30s digital diary of some sort. It feels like I'm kind of in a season of starting over with things, and I'm not gonna lie, it has taken me a lot of time, which is probably why it's taken me a lot of time to even feel comfortable doing this video, to fully accept that this period of my life has felt really stagnant. I felt stuck. I felt like nothing is happening. It has not been a good feeling. I am type A. Okay, I like things to get done. I like doing things. I like being busy. And as much as I love resting as well, I also like resting knowing that I have something to come back to. And lately that has not been the case. I'm 33. I just turned 33 in June. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a different vision of what my life will look like by now. Life happens, change happens, things happen, but I think I had like a general idea of what I would like to be, or where I would like to be, or what I would like my life to look like. And spoiler alert, it looks nothing like that. When I was like 21, I would say, I was convinced that like 25 or by 25 or latest 26, 27, I was going to be like married, 2 kids, in the home of my dreams, working a beautiful job as a creative director and doing all these things. At 25, I lost my mom. That in itself threw everything that I thought to believe to be true about life, I guess I would say, completely out of whack. I lost her to cancer, and it completely shook me to my core. Just the other day, I was here crying. It felt like it had just happened. And I think it always catches me off guard because grief is so, you just never know when, where, why, how, it will come and what will trigger it. And so I was sitting on my couch crying, just like in the pits. And I was just like, oh my God. This is the reality that this is my life. It's been a sense of rebuilding since then. And so by the time I hit 27, I wasn't thinking about marriage and kids. I was thinking about survival. I feel like I've been in survival mode for the last 8 years. And I've had some ups that I'm grateful for. But if I'm being completely honest, it's felt like I've had a little bit more downs. I think that is partially why I'm feeling like, okay, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm just feeling the weight and the effects of just like being in full-blown survival mode these last 8 years. Candidly here, I'm saying like it has been hard. That connection being severed has definitely been extremely impactful in how I've viewed the world, how I've walked through the world now. All of that is the backstory of like getting to this point. I feel like I'm starting over. I have been a planner most of my life, and this part of my life, there's been no plan. When I say there's been no plan, there's kind of been like me planning and plans not going the way I expected them to. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what else to do if I'm, doing everything that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, but everything I'm supposed to be doing doesn't seem to be necessarily panning out for me. I realized through like me being a planner, it's because I am kind of change averse. Like I just am not the biggest fan of change. I like when things are the way they are. I like change when I know change is coming. So I like to like pre-think about change. Like I am an overthinker, and it's something that I've been working on heavily the last like 2 years. And my overthinking stems from me trying to plan for the future in all its possible scenarios, which is quite literally insanity, because literally there's so many different things that can happen, and there's me trying to figure out how I can mitigate each thing happening, or how I can protect myself, or how I can properly respond to each thing happening. As much as I may try to, mitigate and try to foresee what's happening, I can't see the future. And as much as I try to prepare myself and prepare my reactions for the change happening, I can never do so. This season has been this moment of being okay with letting the change happen. And let me just tell you, there's been a lot of change happening, and I'm just like, woof. And on top of that, I feel like this season has been pretty quiet. My career as an influencer has not necessarily gone the trajectory that I had hoped it would, at least by now. I've been doing this for like technically since 2012 when I first started my blog. It's been over a decade, and of course it can feel in that time like, hello, there should be more happening for me. I should be somewhere else. I should be higher. I should be doing these things. I'm seeing everybody else do these things and I'm not doing them. What's going on, Lord? Hello, do you not care about me? And this has been a moment and a season, I keep saying that, but a season of me having to kind of sit with those realities and sit with the thought of like, well, why do I want this thing? Do I only want it because I see other people getting it? Do I feel like, it will prove to other people that I'm doing the thing and that I'm doing it well? Like, what is the reasoning for wanting to get said thing, to do XYZ, to be XYZ? Where is all of that stemming from? And I've been faced with a lot of hard answers to those questions and realizing the harsh truths of like, a lot of it stems from the desire to show people that I am capable of doing things. It's been a recurring thought in my mind of like feeling like I need to prove that I can do these things. I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, I'm worthy. Being in this industry can really shake you and make you think otherwise, and even kind of warp your reality of what it means to be worthy. When you're vying for campaigns and work, when other people are all doing the same thing, you're hoping that maybe somebody at the brand will see you and choose you over everybody else. It feels like this inner competition where it's just like I have to constantly prove myself and prove and show and prove that I'm worthy to be chosen for this campaign. I'm worthy to be chosen for this opportunity. Like sometimes it feels like I'm outside of the club looking in like, hello, do you guys see me? I'm here. I've had to sit with that and sort of adjust my expectation and adjust just how I approach doing the work that I do, and not wanting to desperately be a part of things. Like, it's so easy to see all these things and be like, I really want to do that, so let me do everything in my power to try to get that done. When it's just like, okay, but is that the only reason why you're doing this? And I've had to ask myself that question. Like, is the only reason why you're doing all this to be, signed to an agency, to be, going on these brand trips, to be recognized by these brands? Is that the only reason why you're, showing up and, doing all this influencer stuff? And no, that is not why, but it can start to feel like you're not doing enough when you're not getting these things. This season of feeling like starting over has been me also reevaluating why I'm doing what I'm doing, reevaluating if I want to keep doing what I'm doing, deciding that like how I want to show up in this space. I don't think I will ever not show up, but just what does it look like for me to continue to show up, and how do I adjust and change my perception of the space to a point where I can show up in a way that feels most authentic to me without feeling like negative or burned. I see creators and people talk about all these plans that they have and like what they're trying to do and all their schedules and all these things. And as a fellow schedule girly who currently has no schedule and is just going with the flow, I was starting to feel bad. I was just like, oh my God, like, am I not doing enough? Like, am I just, like, maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I'm not putting enough effort. Maybe I'm not, going as hard as I possibly can. But then I was like, but you are, and you have. Like, what more can you do? And so reevaluating and being okay with doing things a little differently, starting over in a sense, like doing things in a different way and knowing that the outcome is out of my hands, but that I feel fulfilled in taking this different approach. So it kind of just feels like I'm releasing everything that I thought I knew about what I thought my life would look like by now. I'm finally in a space where I feel like a little content with it being what it is. Like I've been saying, it is what it is, because truly it is what it is. And last year I was in my feelings. Like I felt like God had abandoned me. I was just like, God, you've abandoned me. There were a lot of tears, and still to this day there are tears. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of tears. I can tell that I feel a little less reactive to the outside situations happening around me and to things that I'm seeing and witnessing, but a little bit more introspective and just kind of allowing myself to feel what I feel and not pretending like the feelings aren't there, but not letting it super overtake my entire being. I'm an advocate for recognizing and acknowledging the feelings. I don't care how nasty or negative they are. I think the hopeful part of me is realizing like it's also okay to just release that and move forward kind of out of hope and knowing that hopefully things will get better. And even if you yo-yo, I yo-yo. I go from positive to negative to happy to sad. I allow myself to juggle all those emotions, knowing that I'm going to have the happy moments and then I'm going to have the sad moments. And when I say starting over, like it's more so just like a mental reset and a mental recharge to what is next. I'm not holding on to anything tightly. I'm allowing change to come as it may and allowing myself to go with the flow. Like I'm just taking things day by day. I am no longer planning for the future. I don't really know what the future holds. All I can do is just take it day by day. And if it's something that's presented to me that I need to take action on, then I will do that. But besides that, I'm not thinking 5 years, 10 years into the future, because I've done that my entire life. Literally, I've done that my entire life, and I feel like God is telling me it's okay. Like, take it easy, girl. That has been the biggest lesson for me. We're starting over. And I think there's a form of release there, and a form of like relaxation. Like, I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to have it all figured out. I can just be. We're gonna be okay. We, me, myself, and I, but also you, if you're going through the same season, even if it's messy along the way. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. And yeah, I guess I'll catch y'all in my next one. Until next time. Bye.